All right, ladies and gentlemen, uh, welcome to the Very Orange live stream. You'll see I'm not in my college gear. We're going to talk about the NFL draft this evening. Um, Plenty of SEC talent that was taken up by the NFL to talk about. Um, let's get into it. One non SEC, but a Southern boy himself. Number one pick in the draft, of course, was the one, the only Trevor Lawrence. Uh, by the way, I'll be flying solo this evening until somebody gets on here and talks to me. Um, let's talk about Mr. Lawrence. I like him. I like him a lot. If anybody sees this and wants to join, there's our link. I like Mr. Lawrence. I think he's a great quarterback. The thing that really I like Etienne to get ahead of myself. Matter of fact, if you've watched this, I've picked him to win the Heisman. What uh, really makes things difficult for me rooting for him is the fact that Urban Meyer, well, two things. Obviously, Titans are going to be playing these guys, the Jaguars. But also, Urban Meyer is the coach of said team. I can't stand him. Cannot stand him. I'm sure some of you out there, Ethan Hewitt, think he's an all right guy. I just think he's, I don't know, dirty is a word that comes to mind. Uh, no love at all lost for Mr. Urban Meyer. So, besides them being the enemies of the Titans, him being the coach is just, yeah, can't do it. Little connection issue there, something going on. But I think Trevor Lawrence, if they can get him some protection, which obviously you got to run him back in the backfield, kind of take some pressure off that, and you got somebody like Etienne going after his piece of the pie there, getting the football. That might take some pressure off Mr. Lawrence. Does he have the ability to be great? Yeah. Do I wish him greatness? Not really. On the Jaguars. That's just some pure Titan love there, though. We'll see. We'll see. One of the more interesting picks, number 2 here. Sorry about that. Number 2 here, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson. Now look, it's my personal belief. Yeah, you want somebody NFL ready, they're going to play in the SEC, right? However, we've had some great quarterbacks over the years. Guy from Alcorn State comes to mind. He didn't play in the SEC. Mr. BYU himself, Wilson. Mr. Wilson, what can you say about somebody that played at BYU quarterback? They've obviously had their greats. Steve Young, Jim McMahon from the Bears. But you can't really say that he's proven himself. I mean, who's your biggest opponent out there? The Utah Utes. So there's a bit of a question mark there. And going into New York, playing for the Jets, he's not going to be waiting around to start. He's going to be thrown into the fire, I do believe. So we'll see. I mean, another point about the Jets, where do you start? Where do you start? The quarterback, evidently, which is one of the linchpins of a football team. My opinion in this draft, it looks like Kyle Trask was just taken by the Buccaneers, which is interesting. Old man Brady isn't going to be around forever. So that's a good situation. Maybe I'm a little old school, but I think you should sit on the bench for like a year or two. It's always been my opinion. Let's see who's picked third. Mr. Lance, quarterback from North Dakota. The kid looks good. I mean, much like BYU, really don't know the quality of the opponents of a North Dakota team, but from what I've heard about the kid, he's got some good leadership potential. And basing things on the Super Bowl that the Chiefs and 49ers played in and moving forward from there, it sure does seem like they needed a quarterback and they needed somebody to take the reins, so to speak. Seen some game footage of him. He's pretty good. They've had to give up some things to get to that position. Question is, did they give up too much on the defensive side of the ball? Because they were a feared defense there for a little while. Coming in at number 4, many of my friends, the people watching this, are going to be huge Falcons fans. I used to be a Falcons fan. Really did. But not in a good, almost 30 years. I was a Brett Favre fan. But here's my my take on the Falcons so far. They're making moves. Definitely making moves. Pardon my French, but if they can get their shit together, they could be a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Matt Ryan, former great running back Todd Gurley. And now you got this tight end from Florida. I believe he's the best position taken. What am I saying? Been a long day, folks. Sorry. I believe he's the highest ranked tight end, being taken at 4th. And our first player from the SEC. Yeah, Florida still counts as the SEC. Just kidding. That guy's good. I mean, you saw Florida's offense last year. Set pretty high as far as tight ends go. Guys like Tony Gonzalez, Jason Witten, a little Rocky Top for you. And right now you've got Kelsey and Kittle. So, can this guy be the next one? Mm-hmm. It's looking pretty good. Like I said, you watch any football, any Florida football, he's a hell of a player. Right behind that, you've got Jamar Chase from LSU. Going to the Bengals. Much like Tennessee, it's hard to find a silver lining around that university. Jamar Chase is good. I think he'll be a great receiver. But And it's nice to have a teammate of Joe Burrow's. But the thing is, you can have the best wide receiver in the world. If you can't get off your back to throw it to him, what good is he? I think Cincinnati, I'll say, well, yeah, wasted a pick. They needed somebody, a tackle or guard, something. Keep those boys from killing Burrow. Then we got our superstar getting taken by Miami. Another college situation where they play together. Bama boys getting back together. Tua and Waddle going to be on the Dolphins. I don't know. It depends on what you think. I think Tua can be great. Nothing wrong with a year under your belt, like I said. Hopefully, he's worked on that passing and less on running around. The Dolphins, yet another team, they're making some moves. They had a hell of a defense last year. They got some weapons on the offense to score some points. So that was the first of like 3,000 Bama players that got picked. Detroit got Sewell out of Oregon. Sewell is a great player. I'm pretty sure Cincinnati should have taken him. I don't know why they didn't. Kind of a bonehead move. Detroit is, kind of similar to the Jets. They need just about any position you can name. Would wager to say that includes quarterback. Just gonna throw that out there. But we'll see. Maybe that'll be Goff's greatest move yet, being in Detroit. Another SEC player taken, Horn, the Gamecock from the backfield at cornerback. He's good. He's good. Wasn't good enough to keep Will Muschamp around there. He's good. Moving along. Yet another SEC player, Surtain. You know the story with Alabama, though. Anybody that comes out of there is usually pretty damn good. There's a reason they won all those championships. Finally, Mr. Heisman, Devontae Smith, went to Philly. They should have some weapons on their team this year. Jalen Hurts and him reunited, and it feels so good. Peaches and Herb cooking. Smith, being that undersized, yeah, that's what everybody complained about him. He's undersized. But he won that Heisman. He sure did. He won that national championship. I couldn't imagine anybody better in the slot than somebody like that. Him, which I'm pretty sure that's what they use him for. And the biggest story, one of the biggest stories, Chicago and their woes. They picked up Justin Fields. I don't know, man. It's almost like that goat from the Cubs moved on and went to the Bears and gave them that run of bad luck. We'll see what Fields can do. Yeah, it's hard to give too much credit to somebody that plays in the Big Ten like that, especially Ohio State. As for you, Mr. Allday, get my dig in there. Justin Fields, he's all right. He's probably a damn sight better than Mr. Trubisky. That bar's low, though, isn't it? We'll see. By the way, if you want to argue with me on here, you can see the link right there. Moving forward, to a team that this gentleman claimed that he wanted to go to. The Patriots picked up Mac Jones, sorry about that. I really don't. Bama is a system to me. You got your quarterback plugged in. You got running backs that do a lot of work. Thinking about Derrick Henry, of course. But there aren't too many. There's Bama guys that have made it in the NFL. They're on these great college football teams. But they hadn't done shit. All right. The one thing I can say about the Patriots and Mac Jones is that's kind of the Patriots way. There's not a whole hell of a lot asked of you at quarterback. Even if you are the GOAT. But when the time comes, you're expected to perform. It really almost mirror each other, I should say. What do you think? Comment, drop me a line on here. Some of those opinions aren't popular, I'm sure. Mac Jones is good, but I don't see him as a quarterback that slings a team over his shoulder and drags him to the W. He's made some great throws in his career and that sort of thing. But he always had Smith, Najee Harris, that sort of thing. A defense that couldn't be scored on most of the time. We'll see, though. Maybe he'll break that mold of Bama quarterbacks. It's funny. I have family that love Bama, and my nephew got a Joe Namath jersey for Christmas. I said, well, he's about the last one I can think of that really made it in the NFL. So good on you. Next up, my beloved Titans picked a guy, and I hate this because it's just a little bit of history repeating. Picked a guy with a bunch of question marks around him. He's said to be one of the best cornerbacks available. However, back surgery kind of dropped his stock. And I have no idea. This guy could be great. He could be a bust. Backs are important, no matter what sport you play. We'll see how Mr. Farley does. Caleb Farley. Like I said, he was touted as being good up there, like maybe number one cornerback, and then he had this back surgery and down from there. Titans definitely needed some help there in the backfield on the defensive side of the ball. I wish they would have gotten somebody, a left end, right end, DT, something like that. I kind of hated it when they picked up Jadeveon Clowney, even though he's an SEC guy. Just a career where he's been riddled with injuries. What happened last year? He played, got injured, couldn't play. Surprising to absolutely no one. We'll see now. Hopefully Caleb Farley will heal. He said that he wanted to be the best Titan he could be. And what else are you going to say? I'm just going to collect a paycheck and sit on my ass. Moving along, Green Bay took Stokes from Georgia, the cornerback. I've seen that guy play. He's definitely a good player. Show Mitch and Ducati and all you other Georgia people some love there. Mention him. That's a really big question mark as to what is going to happen with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. I don't know. I thought I would have sworn he was going to San Francisco. However, they drafted that other kid, and it looks like he's going to start. I don't know. The reason I thought that made sense was, well, Rodgers went to Cal. Probably be nice at the end of your career to go to a place with warm weather as opposed to the frozen tundra. Anybody that's ever put on football pads, been hit, especially when it's cold. Whew. No thanks. Moving forward a little bit, looks like round 2, the Titans selected an offensive tackle. I don't know. I've seen a couple of people refer to that guy as a warm body for the practice squad, things like that. Evidently, he protected that kid that's playing quarterback up there, North Dakota State. So we'll see how he does with Ryan Tannehill, possibly. Maybe blocking for Derrick Henry, which it's hard to imagine a human being that large needs somebody to block for them, but I guess that happens. All right, so I'm about done for the evening. We've been at this for almost 40 minutes. Looks like 35 and some change, 36. Uh, Next time we're on, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled Vols shenanigans. Um, as always, go Vols. Tighten up. Before I sign out, I want to share a Facebook page. Our comrade Mitch recently lost a friend, and her children needed a little bit of help. Our youngest child needed some help, and this is the post on Facebook that you can look at and give money to Ebony's children. Like I said, basically her youngest son. I don't know if you all saw that. It is $ DET Gilbert. And you can send them money via Cash App. And I'll put that. I'll put that up just shortly. And there we are. $DET Gilbert to give to Ebony's son, who is autistic and not very old. And any money given to him, help him out, would be greatly appreciated, I know. Finally, you know what? It's the NFL draft. Young men's dreams are coming true. uh, every few minutes right now. It's a pretty great thing. Um, be kind, be supportive to one another, and know that whether it's the NFL or that doctorate or master's degree or starting up a new restaurant, whatever it may be, dreams come true all the time. Be supportive. All right. We'll see you on the flip side. Go Vols. Tighten up.